say he was, according to the way that coat fits you.
Sheriff, I think I found what I was looking for. Now, don't let this coat get away.
Found what? What do you mean?
Well, I'll have to explain later. But you were wrong about the pockets being empty.
There's Dean over there on the other side. Wonder where Wakely is.
Well, here he comes through the doors now.
I don't know what this fellow Beck is up to, but there's something big in the air.
Listen, he's going to say something.
All right, men. Let me have your attention. I've enlisted 25 men for a job. Till now, none of you know what that job is. At 2 o'clock this afternoon, the Bobtown stage will pull out for Bear City, loaded with money belonging to the Cattlemen's Association. You men are to go to Bobtown and ride guard on that stage. That money has got to be put into our bank safe. In the interest of the Cattlemen's Association, I'm putting the bill. Now, at 7 o'clock tonight, I'm holding a citizens' meeting here in my saloon. We're going to organize this town once and for all.
That does it, Floyd.
What do you mean?
Beck is our man.
How do you figure that?
Well, to begin with, he's building himself up as a big public-spirited citizen. He hires protection for the cattlemen's money. When they get it in the bank, he calls a meeting of all the townspeople.
And while they're meeting, his men are blowing the bank, huh?
Beck is our man as sure as I'm standing here.
I do.
As soon as Wakely and Dean get back off of that stage trip, tell them to meet us at the edge of town before that meeting gets going.
Don't worry, I'll get right to him.
Well, boys, you're not joining in the ride to Bobtown?
No, Mr. Tompkins. That ain't my idea of how to make a living.
I just can't believe that nice young men like you two boys really mean that kind of talk.
Oh, forget it, Barber. Well, here they come, right on time.
Yeah, we got to make this snappy. It's now on the time for the meeting down at Beck's place.
Well, boys, the money is safe in the bank.
The money's in the bank, but it's far from safe.
I could agree with you there, but you tell me what you mean first.
Well, I'll say that as soon as Beck's gathering gets underway, that bank safe will be blasted higher than a kite.
By who?
By Beck's own men. Why, it's as plain as the nose on your face.
From what folks tell me, everybody figures their money is mighty safe when it's locked up in that bank.
That's just what Mr. Beck wants them to think.
Not necessarily.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean that tomorrow morning, when the bank opens, that money will have disappeared.
Now you've been holding out on us.
What are you getting at?
Just this. Dean, you and Sloey attend that meeting. Boy, if you'll come with me, we're going to give everybody in this town the surprise of their lives.
Now, come on, let us in on this.
Yeah, what are you getting at, Wakely?
It don't make sense.
All right, here's the dope. This morning, I went to the sheriff's office, and I took a look at that coat.
Well, it looks like everybody in town is here.
Almost everybody.
Yeah, almost everybody.
You know, the more I think about it, the more I think Wakely is right.
Yeah, from what he says, you can't be far wrong about it, you know?
Hey, just a minute. Beck's all ready to call the meeting to order.
Yeah.
All right, men. Let's have your attention, please. You all know the purpose of this meeting. To try and eliminate the series of robberies we've suffered the past few months. Some time ago, we appealed to the Rangers for help. But as yet, they've done nothing for us. Now, here's my plan. It's time that we dug down in our pockets and finance a little law and order in this town.
It's about time Foy and Jimmy showed up.
Yeah, this guy's been talking close to an hour.
Boys, I'm trying to hear what Mr. Beck had to say.
Oh, hello, Barber.
And to start off the problem of raising money, I'm going to make my pledge right now. Just a minute, Mr. Beck. Howdy, Sheriff. What's up?
I'd like to say something to these men, if you don't mind.
Well, that's all right, Sheriff.
I reckon all of you men know the story behind this coat I have in my hand.
That's the one the robber left in the express office, isn't it, Sheriff?
And that's right. And when we find the owner of this coat, then we have the man or men behind these robberies.
Yeah, but how are you going to find him, Sheriff?
Yeah, how are you going to do it?
Well, I'm coming to that. Mr. Wakely, I'd like to ask you and Mr. Willing to step up here in front for a minute. Come on up here, boys. Now, Mr. Wakely and Mr. Willing have agreed to help me with a little experiment. Now, let's see. I need one more man to help us. Mr. Tompkins, would you be so kind? You're about the right size.
Happy to help you, Sheriff. Always glad to help.
Well, that's nice of you. Now, let's see. Mr. Tompkins, if you'd be so nice, just slip this coat on, will you, please?
Well, why, sure. There. How's that?
That's fine. Now, gentlemen, Mr. Wakely, Mr. Willing will continue with this little experiment. And you, of course, Mr. Tompkins, if you don't mind.
Oh, happy to be of service, Sheriff.
Thank you.
Well, first off, I guess you people wonder who we are, being strangers here. So now we can tell you. We were sent here by Ranger headquarters at Fort Davis. Tonight, we captured the bandit who is responsible for the many robberies in this town.
You know, I should say that calls for a big round of applause from all of us.
Yes, sir. Well, now, we have the man responsible for the robberies in custody. And incidentally, you all know him mighty well.
Gentlemen, as the most insignificant citizen of this town, I think we should be forever grateful to these fine young rangers for capturing this criminal.
You bet. Yes.
And I know you're all just as anxious as I am to know who they have in custody.
All right. And I know this will come as a big surprise to you all.
Just who is he, Mr. Wakely?
You, Mr. Tompkins.
What is this? What's the meaning of this?
I've got him, Jim. Now, don't make a move, Barber.
Well, you can't get away with this.
We've already gotten by with it, Mr. Tompkins.
So, boys, there's no need for me to tell you what you've done for our town. First relief we've had in weeks. But tell me, what made you suspect the barber in the first place?
Well, I'm afraid Wakely will have to tell you about that, Sheriff.
All right.
Well, it was when I first examined the coat here. Look in the top lapel pocket.
Oh, let's see. Oh, there's nothing there.
Turn it inside out.
Well, what do you know about that? Hair in it.
That's right. And in different shades.
Well, I'd be doggone.
But I first suspicioned the barber when he shaved me this morning. When a safe expert gets ready for a job, he spends a day or two working on his fingertips, getting them very sensitive and raw. That's to make his feel and touch more perfect. I knew when he started to put shaving lotion on my face. It burned his fingers. Then I noticed that he'd been working on them.
But what about the bank robbery?
Foy and I planted ourselves at the bank while the town meeting was in progress. We saw the barber enter the bank, the back door, and a few minutes later came out with the loot.
I see.
We followed him back to his barber shop and saw him hide the money. Then we followed him to the meeting,
Well, just where did he hide the money?
where he hides all the rest of it, in the big hollow shell under the seat of his barber chair.
Well, I reckon that closes this case.
Well, and about all I can say other than thanks is hats off to the Texas Rangers. Thank you, Jimmy Wakely. Heard with our guest star on The Riders of the Purple Sage were Joe Forte as Beck and Horace Murphy as the barber. And now here's Foy Willing back to the microphone with Jimmy Wakely.
Well, Jimmy, it's been a lot of fun playing Texas Rangers with you again.
Thank you, Foy, and believe me, I enjoyed it.
And right now, I'll bet the folks would like to hear a song from a favorite cowboy singing star of theirs.
Well, I'd be glad to sing it, that is, if I have time.
You can have all the time you want. Besides, what else have you got to do?
Well, I thought I'd drop over and get a haircut. I'm getting kind of suspicious of my barber.
Here he is, folks. Jimmy Wakely singing a great song of the West, Melody from the Sky.
Love is everywhere. Its music fills the air. All nature seems to hum a melody from the sky. Over on the hill, I see a whippoorwill. I hear its song become a melody from the sky. And there's a bluebird singing to his lady love above. A love song taken from the whispering breeze in the trees. Love is everywhere. Its music fills the air.
seems to hum a melody from the sky.
And now for a very special musical treat from the Riders of the Purple Sage, here's Foy Welling.
Thank you, Cotton. Here's a song of yesteryear that'll bring back a lot of memories to you folks. Our next majestic record, a song that has returned to popularity, I Wonder Who's Kissing Her Now. We want to thank Jimmy Wakely for dropping in to visit with us, and we'll be looking forward to seeing all of you folks again next week. Until then, this is Foy Willing speaking for Al Sloyd, Jimmy Dean, and all of the Riders of the Purple Sage, saying so long and good luck to you all.
From Hollywood, you've heard your all-star Western theater, a V.M. Bear production starring America's great Western singers, Foy Willing and the Riders of the Purple Sage. Our guest star has been the monogram Western picture star Jimmy Wakely. My name is Cotton C. Clark, inviting you back next week for your all-star Western theater.